Now, there are a few more things to talk about when discussing time signatures. We talked about how this number tells you that the quarter note equals 1 beat, right? Equals 1 beat. And therefore, if this gets 1, then this gets 2, this gets 4, that kind of thing. Okay. But this number tells you how many beats per measure, how many beats, BPM, beats per measure. Maybe is a better way to say it like that. Okay, beats per measure. And this number can really be anything. You can make this whatever you want. In fact, you could technically do this. You could make 104. And this means that you would have 100 beats in a measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you keep going forever. Maybe use a lot of whole notes and that kind of thing. And these are each worth 4 a pop, right? So that would be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 beats so far. And then you add 80 more. So then you have, this times 5 or plus times 4 or something like that. And then finally, after all of that, then you would have your first new bar line. And that's kind of overkill. Like, you never really will see this. Usually you have simpler numbers. I think 16 is a really high number, usually, as far as they go. So anywhere from like 2 to 16, kind of in this range. You might see things outside of this range, but that's usually where they fall. Now, there's one more thing, is this 4-4 is so common, Oops, common. Maybe uppercase O. So common. That they actually named this one common time. It's called common time. Which is another way to say 4-4, common time. In fact, instead of writing 4-4, which is, 1, 2, 3, 4 strokes, you can just write the shorthand, and the shorthand is this. It's a C, and the C stands for common time, just like that. So this is the same thing. Instead of writing 4-4, instead of writing 4-4 like this, you can just write common time. Or you can just write a C, I'm sorry, you can just write a C. So same thing. If you had your 4-4, if you had your C, you could do the same exact thing. Here's your quarter note like this, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then your bar line. Here's your common time, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the exact same thing. Okay, and there's your bar line. Okay, so that's how common time works. And then finally, there's one more point to make, and that is if you want to fit a whole note into something that usually can't fit a whole note. For example, you have 2-4, and you want to use a whole note, but you say, well, okay, well, I can fit these in 2 different measures. This is 1 and 2, or 1 and 2. This is 1 and 2, but I want to keep them all together. I don't want to break here. I don't want to go ba ba. I want to just go ba, right? How do you do that? Okay, well, you simply add this little line like this. One second. Technical difficulties. There we go. Okay. You simply add this line like this, just like this. You add that, and then you play these together. So this would be 1, 2, 1, 2, like that. You would continue. In fact, you could then connect them all across bar lines like this, and you make a really long note, maybe 100 beats or something if you made enough of them. You would need 50 of them, of course. And then you could make one really super long note. Okay, so you can do that with anything, and then you can make any value you want. You can go much longer, and we always know how to get smaller. So this is how you can use this to write any rhythm pattern you want.